Trace, it takes double the time to do and to make an inch of the
more. And then we learned that
I covered the cake with fondant, and then I made
figure as well as shading show more detail. That was the
So our genius hour, what we did for our genius hour was
brain in the computer, tells everything what to do, and the GPU.
but I never. So what I basically wanted to learn was at least 5 chords.
I wrote an iOS application for the iPhone. It is pretty much a pirate game in which you explore new areas and eventually fight a pirate boss at the end. So this application, I wanted it to incorporate several key ideas in iOS programming, which include subclassing, inheritance, and core data. Subclassing basically allows you to create several objects that are all based on the same type of object. For example, your class might be fish, then a subclass could be angelfish. The angelfish has all of the properties of the fish, like it lives underwater, but it also has properties of its own, like an orange fin. Core data is basically a database that allows you to save data that your user enters into the application to a central database. So, okay, a few challenges of creating this application was deciding which method to use to program the app. I used a factory method, which basically, instead of having the view controllers speak directly to their code, there's also another program in between to use, which basically allows for makes the code easier to read. A view controller is a piece of code that allows...
You have to find where the light is coming from and where the shadows fall.
what were the changes you encountered during
I don't use
project?
lines to draw.
it was hard to find fruits.
I'm also learning how to shade in black and white as opposed
And
to color.
I'm
I'm starting to learn with color, but black and white is a lot easier. And
a lot of the fruits
I was also learning how to not smear the graphite when you're drawing. You're gonna smudge the graphite on the paper and you get
There was a point where we had to
shadows.
stop and readjust our project on a grand scale. We started out with our healthy drink being mostly based on a protein, but then we changed it because that was difficult.
Development, which is the creation of content, in the content that's on the internet. So that I thought that it would be a practical application for the future. And as it turns out, I needed it for this project and many others. So the issue with this web design knowledge is that it's not actually useful until you have any actual use for it. So I majorly expanded on my knowledge in it to implement.
Starting with the physical and social results of laughter. People who study laughter are called gelotologists. Over time, gelotologists have discovered many surprising things about laughter and humor, such as the fact that people are 30 times more likely to laugh when surrounded by their peers, or such as the fact that as you grow older, humor changes. For example, infants and children study the world around them and are constantly surprised at what ridiculous things they see, which makes them laugh.
Are you taking pictures?
I'm just taking the film.
I can say,
Selfie has unscrew it, so
Yeah.
Sam, let's pretend we are actually unscrewing this.
It's turning out well.
So cool. I wonder if sugar could be used for something.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, like something that glass is made out of even.
Yeah, like they actually have like, I watched some of these tutorials and they were like, they had like these molds and they made it into like cups and it was so cool.
What are you trying to find out?
Well, I'm a juggler, and I'm trying to work out the physics behind juggling and why juggling becomes exponentially more difficult the more props you have. So I'm looking into some ballistic physics, and I've condensed so far the free fall equation and vertical trajectory, which are fairly similar, but with vertical trajectory you just have to add in a starting value, and then given a couple examples to help out along the way.